What up, y'all? Welcome back to another Pokemon Pocket video. It's your boy Ben here, and today we're gonna be talking through some of these new decks that are creeping up. That's right, doing a little shake here and there into the meta. These are some decks that have some high potential, performing pretty well into tournaments, and it just may take a week or two with some good piloting to see some tournament winning results. So before we dive into everything, we are 250 subscribers away from 10,000 subscribers. It's a big milestone, so if you enjoy the content, go ahead, hit that like button and subscribe, and let's just go ahead and dive in. So as you can see, this first deck here, 1 8 2 and a 1 in a tournament, so let's just go ahead and take a look at it. It is the Arceus EX and Darkrai deck here, with the addition of a rare candy. You're able to jump into that Crobat. So essentially what we're looking at here is you're leading with Kangaskhan in the active spot, possibly with a giant cape here, 120 health. You're doing damage that way. You're doing damage with Crobat's Cunning Link, where you can deal 30 to the active spot, so that could be a potential 90. And then you're dealing damage here with the Darkrai, and that's another 20 there, so that's like on a one turn you could do 20, 60, 20 plus 60 is 80, 110. If you get up to here, that's actually you wouldn't be able to attack with this, but that's 110, right? So it's still a lot. You got Cyrus for them in case they hide. You have Sabrina to put some chip damage to get that Cyrus up there later. As well, and then you just decide whether or not you power up your Arceus EX versus your Darkrai EX, typically going into your Arceus EX if you're like going against grass types to avoid that weakness. A really solid deck here for sure. Up next, we have a different variation of Solgaleo EX here. This deck is kind of doing pretty good, and we have a new addition here with the Escavalier line. And so Escavalier, for 1 energy, does 30 damage and 20 to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. This is really nice because it's not weak to Oricorio, and you're able to deal damage to their backline, which means you're running 2 Cyruses, and therefore Solgaleo EX can not only clear out what's in the active spot, but now it can take out any of those bench mons because of the Cyrus here. You bring them right back up to the active spot and dealing that 120. Since you're dealing 20 damage to that bench over time, that 120 gets more and more closer to getting, if not a one-hit KO, once a Solgaleo is up there. And what's really nice about this is that you can have them go through both Escavaliers and then have your Solgaleo EX as your finisher. What's also really good about this deck is because since this is such a low to the ground energy type, you could actually have 4 mons, right? You have your 2 Escavaliers out and your 2 Solgaleo EXs out, and once your Solgaleo, once you have those 2 Escavaliers gone, your Solgaleos up front, you can then Rise and Grow, bring up the second one that's purely healthy and attack right there, and that's just a lot of health for your opponent to go through. Up next is the reimagined Mewtwo EX deck here. 150 health here is no joke with the giant cape, bring it up to 170 for just a basic mod. You now have rare candy to get Ralts and Gardevoir online. You're keeping your Pokemon really small here because you want a Pokemon communication and really target what you're looking for. So you know that you're going to be starting off with either your Ralts here and your Mewtwo and just kind of build that into it. Maybe run 1 Curlia, but definitely this variation of the deck is running well, but that gives you room to play things like Leaf, play Iono, play Pokemon Center Lady, playing a red. This is really cool to for Mewtwo EX to get all of these. And now that we're in this position of the metagame where in Genetic Apex Mewtwo EX ran rampant, you were tired of seeing it everywhere, but now you're just kind of like, hey, I'm rooting for you, Mewtwo. You really lived long enough to see yourself viewed as the hero again, and so the reimagined version for Mewtwo EX seems really strong. Up next, another deck that is making waves here, Chatot Fossils. So essentially, Chatot is your only basic mod here, and then you're just using that Mimic as if you would an Iono, clearing out your hand so that way you can then draw your deck and get more cards out of it, because your hand is supposed to match what your opponents are. Even if you are down just only one card, getting a draw advantage right there is going to be super helpful here. Those rare candies are going to be great into powering up your Rampardos. Kabutops gets sneaky with its leech life here, even giant keeping this Kabutops and then having that go to 160, and then like even bring in that branch right there is pretty sweet. So I would say for like this deck, your giant capes are trying to preserve for Kabutops, your lilies are meant for your Rampardos, and you just kind of go from there. Up next, we have Wishy Washy. So Wishy Washy does 40 more damage. Just go ahead and just double check that right there. Yep, it does 40 more damage for each of your bench Wishy Washy or Wishy Washy EX. So this is a 30 here, and then with the 3 filled out on your bench, which is why you're trying very hard to get there with your Pokeballs, your Professor's Research, your Fishing Nuts in case they discard it. This also Call for Family allows you to get one from your deck onto your bench here, right? So like you get that out immediately. But what's really nice is that you are dealing now 150 total for just 3 energy, which is really good. You have your Misties here, you have your Iridas, and then what's really nice is this Fishing Net. Put a random basic water Pokemon from your discard pile into your hand. Since this is an item card, you don't have to worry about that conflicting, right? Like there's like the Granny trainer that puts a random basic into your hand. With this being an item where it's specifically focused on water, but this is a water deck, you can actually do really well with that. Up next here is a Giratina EX, Lunala, Mewtwo EX, and Tapu Lele build here. Your Mewtwo EX and your Tapu Lele as kind of like your tech card pieces. Essentially, you are building up your psychic energy with the Giratina EX. You are attacking up front with the Tapu Lele or with the Mewtwo EX, and then Lunala here serves as a means to move around the energy, so that way Mewtwo can attack for that 150 as often, or you have double leaves here, and if you can see, Giratina is 2 energy retreat, Mewtwo EX is 2 energy retreat, and everything else is just 1 energy. The leaf allows you to keep the energy and move different attackers up front, and therefore moving the energy to that active spot and being able to attack and attack it again. So the the flexibility and like how you're able to maneuver around the board is really cool in this style of deck because of what Lunala is able to do for you because of its ability. And Tapu Lele is probably the best Tapu. I think Tapu Koko is the second one, but Tapu Lele being able to attack for 1 energy for 20 damage for each of your energy attached to this Pokemon from the opponent means that it's just scaling. And that 1 energy card is awesome. So against, opposing Giratinas, you're attacking for 80. Against opposing Mewtwo's, you're attacking that minimum for 40. And like that's 90 HP for a basic. That's really strong. Up next, we have the Turtonator Incineroar EX. You can also switch out the Incineroar EX for a Charizard if you'd like to as well. The name of the game of this is to solve the problem of going against Oricorio, and again, you being able to build up here with your Turtonator is a basic with 120. It needs 3 energy in order to attack for 90, but you're really using the support of Kawaii. Choose one of your low on Marowak or Turtonator, take 2 energy from your energy zone and attach it to that Pokemon. Your turn ends. So you're getting your energy boosted with Kawaii here. And so that gets 2, and then that next turn you put on the 3rd one and you start attacking while you can build up safely in the back here any of these mods. So I think this is a really nice piece here, but you are like It's 3 energy you get 2 from Kawaii, so 1 more energy means that's how you can retreat out of here in case that you need to. But in this deck here, you love to go first with your Litten into Incineroar with Rare Candy, but you also can, now that you can fall back into this high basic mon that also has a trainer for it, you feel pretty good about being able to still keep that high pressure on them. And then our last deck for this video is the Crabominable Greninja deck here. Crabominable EX has the Insatiable Striking, so for your first turn that you're attacking, you're doing 40, and every turn attacking after that is a plus 40, so you're dealing 80 damage for 1 energy consistently every single time. Now the only drawback here is if your opponent hits you with a Sabrina, or if they hit you with a Cyrus, right? Like if they can remove this Crabominable from the active spot while it's attacking here, you do lose that bonus. And so that's the only scary part in terms of like your damage output. But other than that, since this is a water deck, your Greninjas are online as well here, being able to deal not only the Water Shuriken, but also deal with the Miss Slash as often as you need. And then having an Iridef for healing for all of these, just to keep that healthy and being able to attack here is great. The Cyrus here combos really well with Greninja into the Crabominal, so you're dealing with 100 damage here, which is pretty good. But yeah, y'all, these are the decks that are providing results that are like 1, maybe 2 cards from winning an entire tournament, or a different match that goes their way, or you know, they didn't get to go first every single time. So let me know, y'all, in the comments which one was your favorite, and if there's a deck that you're playing that's not truly meta yet, let me know down in the comment section below. Definitely love seeing the creativity that folks come up with the types of decks that they're playing. Alright, y'all, as always, go ahead and hit that like, subscribe, and definitely click that notification bell button, and until the next one, we'll see you. Peace.